Hello. Ooh,
I love
hello.
that. I was just like, yeah, the music. That got me hyped up now.
It's very cool around here. What can I say? Welcome everyone. I'm Doom Cutie, your host, and this is COAGG Conversations. And today we've got an incredibly fantastic, awesome, amazing guest for you. JeyJeyBinks is in the house. Woo! If I had one of those clap buttons, I'd be playing it.
Yeah. I
I'd
do, but I don't
probably
think it's going to come through. If I try to do it, I don't think it will. Let's try. I've just pressed it now. I don't know if it's coming through.
No,
It's not, is it?
no.
Okay, that's all
Hold
right.
on, hold on. Can I? No, I don't have any sound effects. Welcome to COAGG.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
People will be either watching on YouTube or listening to us on some form of audio podcast platform that I have us put on. So, yeah, love to hear us and see us. Amazing. Jay, please tell for all the people at home who don't know who you are,
Yes.
who you are,
Who
and
am
what
I?
you do.
I ask myself that every day. Who am
Not
I?
not in the philosophical sense.
It's like that Zoolander, how he looks at his reflection in like the water and he's like, who am I? Anyway, merman. Yeah, so
the first existential crisis.
Yeah, that's what I do. My name is JeyJeyBinks or Jay or JeyJey, people, or Binksy, people call me sometimes. I am an EA creator. My content's mainly I'm a builder on The Sims 4, basically. I've got a very much of a niche, to be fair, and I also like to blend in a bit of comedy as well to my content. And I have been a Sims content creator and a Sims streamer for, I would say, since COVID. I'm also a new mum. My baby's 8 months now. And so I had a big gap, a big old break about last year. So there's all of that, which I guess we'll talk about. But I'm just coming back to it again. I'm also in the TikTok creator program because I've become a little bit successful in that TikTok space where I'm at 140k followers on TikTok. And from there, amazing. I've just grown my other platforms and stuff. I was on Twitch for a bit, but now I'm dabbling in TikTok Live right now because I just think the discoverability is a little bit better. Like, no offense, Twitch, but anyways. So, and as a mum, you just want to focus on the one thing. Anyways, we'll get into that. But so Sim streamer, mainly a builder. I don't do gameplay because I get a little bit bored of gameplay. EA partner, and new mum and TikToker. And that's, I think would that be me?
I think so.
In a nutshell. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. I think if people know who you are, it's because they have seen some of your more viral videos on TikTok. I believe that's I think that's where I first discovered.
I get viral every now and again, and then it just then it simmers off. It's just like, whoa, and then it's like, okay. But that's TikTok for you. I love it if I hate it, but it's great.
That's amazing. But did you always play The Sims, like, before you started like posting about it? Like, because you are a really good builder, like, and you know all these like little tricks and stuff, and you know what have been brought forward, and like, did you play some of the originals?
Yeah, all my, like, growing up, I played the OG Sims and all that stuff. Like, played Sim City, Sims 1, 2, 3, like all of them growing up. But like, obviously as a kid, like, I did, like, I enjoyed building, but there wasn't as much, I guess, flexibility as there is in The Sims 4 now. But I picked up playing The Sims 4 literally during COVID because I was like, I've got nothing to do with myself because I quit my job, so which was silly. And I financial instability, and then started playing Sims.
World's ending. I'm going to quit my job and play Sims until I die.
Yeah, literally. And then I just started making content on TikTok at the start because I basically got into Sims talk. I saw these people, not many people were doing it, but a few people who played Sims during COVID started making little tip videos, and they were like on there, and I was like, hey, I could do that. And then I just started making little silly videos with my face zooms because I'm a millennial and people make fun of that now. And I'm like, oh, damn. Anyway. Yeah.
The cringe is great.
Yeah. Then I started streaming on Twitch. So it was literally since COVID, I just picked it up again. And I just taught myself all the little hacks from all the other Sims TikTokers. And I just, was in that world and loved it. And I kind of, grew just doing that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I've played Sims for a long time, but I think eventually there was a point, I can't remember, I think it was during Sims 3 where I couldn't play it on my laptop anymore. It just wasn't powerful enough. And once I know
it's a heavy game.
It's huge. And so, and rightly so, something happened during the Sims 3 where my hardware couldn't keep up with the advancements in the Sims, so I had to wait.
Yes,
to jump back into that game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I got a whole PC tower built.
Yeah.
For the Sims. I'm literally that person.
You're that girl.
I literally, this guy did a TikTok saying, girls who just buy a $3,000 PC just to play the Sims. And I edit it, and I just showed my setup, and then it got almost 1 million views. It's 700k views, and I was like, okay, whoops. Anyways,
honestly, I do not care. I honestly if number one, if you can afford it, do it. You want to have
afford it, but that's okay.
We do it anyway.
We do it anyway. Yeah,
it's fine.
It is. It was girl math at the time.
Look, do you use it every day?
Yeah, it's I do it for. Yeah, it's my.
It's
my
$10 a day.
Yeah, exactly. You're basically saving. It's actually cheaper than a MacBook. You know what I mean? When you think about it, there's Mac laptops.
Oh, if you've got an iPad, a MacBook, and an iPhone, please don't even talk to me. If you have a nearly $2,000 iPhone and you're complaining about my $3,000 PC, so I can play The Sims,
yeah,
do not even come for me.
It's a great investment.
Love that.
Oh God!
Oh goodness me. Okay, so you found a niche. You love doing it.
Yeah.
You stopped working. You weren't working anymore.
Yeah.
The reason why you didn't go back is because you started to, this was starting to be worthwhile?
Well, no, it was more because I stopped work because of other reasons, because I worked in the advertising industry, so it was quite high pressure environment. And I, there are a lot of misogynists in that industry, and I unfortunately had some terrible encounters. Love that trauma dump right there for you guys. But that was
those guys can sit on a tack.
Exactly.
Multiple
men, am I right?
Sound like a pirate.
Oh, no, but I quit that because I had a little kind of business idea that I had where I was selling little puppy boxes, and it was a little toolkit of things that you would need when you first own a puppy. So I was like, I'm gonna quit and focus on this business. But that was silly that I did that because it needs money to run. So, and then I found myself, instead of working on this little business, I just started making content for The Sims.
I just decided to play Sims.
So I procrastinated myself into this whole different path. It's crazy. And then
I love that.
Yeah, and then I obviously stopped my little business because I was like, this is too expensive to run, and it doesn't mean I get to pat puppies every day. It just means I'm packing boxes every day of poo bags and puppy pee pads, and I was like,
amazing,
not for me. So yeah, but then I decided, then I got engaged to my now husband, and then I was like, shit, I need money. So I went back freelance last year. So still freelancing in like the advertising space here and there, but though I do the content on the side, but like yeah, but it's a more of a hobby for me because I have this weird thing that if I make my hobby my source of income and my work, I don't like being told what to do. Like I just do it because I want to do it. I don't want to do it because you're paying me to do it. Do you know? It's so weird how my mind works. And I'm like, I do it because I love it, not because I have to do it. You know?
Yeah.
So
you know, I completely agree with you there. Like putting that boundary in place for yourself and saying, you know what, this is something that I really love doing, but I don't want it to become a job is actually a really it's I think it's controversial for sure, but I think probably like a lot of people all of a sudden like they like playing games and they're like, oh, I'll start streaming them. That'll give me a little bit of income so I can buy more games. But then it's like, well, hang on, I'm doing this partnership with this person and I have to play this game. And then I'm really tired from streaming. So I don't actually play any games outside of streaming. Am I really even a gamer anymore? I can't, and I don't have the time for the games. And just, anyway, and then you work yourself up into this like vicious cycle in your head. So I can
you get overwhelmed and then you freeze and then like like you just get that paralysis and you burn out and it happens like definitely like, and it's so real and I'm like that's why putting that pressure on myself to make it my work is not. I mean, sure, I would love a sponsorship deal here and there, not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be all of course I'll take that, but like doing it full time, I'm like maybe one day, but I still don't. I just find a few sponsorships I've had in the past, I've just dragged my feet a lot. So I'm just like, I get it done and I do it well, but at the same time, I'm just like, it's a content
don't put pressure on me.
Yeah, like TikTok content is just quick. Literally put your phone to your screen, like quick crappy videos, and that is TikTok. And if you get paid to do like something, you want to do it properly, film it in OBS and things like that. It takes a lot of effort and time. And as a mum, I don't have that time, as you know. So it's just like, I'll do it because it's an awesome opportunity, but it's still like, I'm still kind of like enjoying it and having fun with it and having it be more of a hobby than a career. And it still doesn't pay that much, but it's like, it's good. I don't have that pressure though. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's making me sound ungrateful, but it's still like I'm so grateful for the community I've built and stuff like that. But it's just like, I just like playing games online and having people watch me play.
You want to do it on your terms, and that's totally fair. And you know what? It comes with being as you mentioned, you're a millennial. It comes with that level, that maturity. And I think, probably younger people, they're kind of like, oh, just doing anything and everything to, be about it and be a part of it. But literally you're like, I do this for fun. It's not that serious. But if I need to take it seriously, I will.
Oh yeah. I'm open to it. Any sponsors listening, I'm open. If you
we're open.
We're open. Elgato. Yes.
Hi.
No. Hey.
Hey girl. Anyways. So you mentioned that obviously. So okay. Quit job, started business, started playing Sims. Sims was more fun. Business was costing too much money. Okay, scrap that. Then somehow managed to find a husband, and you're like, okay, getting married.
How that happened? Yeah.
I want this dress, so I need to, get money. And then you got married, had a baby.
Yeah, very quickly it all happened. Didn't screw around there. Literally 2 to 3 months later, got pregnant. Yeah, did. Yeah,
you did the anyway. You did the woohoo,
try for baby. Yeah, succeeded. A bit too well.
It was all that Sims playing.
Yeah, and I was still streaming at the time. Yeah, so like I was streaming when I was early day pregnant, and my pregnancy was horrific. Like I hated pregnancy. Like everybody's different, but like I just like. My energy just plummeted. And I remember I had like a sponsorship with HelloFresh and had to do a Twitch stream for them. And I was really struggling because I couldn't eat specific things. It made me nauseous. So HelloFresh comes along, they're like, eat our food on stream. And I'm like, I will spew.
Did you tell them that?
No, they didn't. Oh, I did when I
I
was
would have
like,
said, I'm pregnant, and number
yes,
one, it needs to be safe for pregnancy.
yes.
And two,
Yeah, I had to choose recipes that were good for pregnancy, but a lot
yeah,
of their flavors are quite strong and potent. Potent, there we go. That's the word. And I was like, yeah, and I had to email them saying there's a real delay on getting this stream going because I am pregnant. I've got morning sickness. It's Morning sickness is all day sickness, by the way. Anyways, as you probably know, but and yeah, so and food just it's a struggle for me. So I got it done and it was fine, but then it wasn't long after that those streams I announced I was pregnant, and everyone was really excited for me on Twitch. But then like I just slowly disappeared because I was just not
yeah,
well for 9 months,
yeah,
and then obviously had the baby, and again the new modern stage, you don't have time to game or do anything. And like I was like just stuck on the couch the whole third trimester. Like I couldn't even. I was playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. Like I was playing my Switch, which was like amazing. But
mm.
then that was a good time. But at the same time, you're just so like just paralyzed. You're just I was like bedridden. I was just on the couch the whole. He sprained my ribs on the inside. Like I couldn't
Oh my,
breathe properly. Yeah, I had to go to like those pools amongst all the old biddies, and I was like walking around the hot pools. I was like, I love this. This is great. And I was big. I was like really big at the time. People were like, you were close. I'm like, yep. I was in those
I've been
pools
close
literally.
since 3 months.
Yep. I was literally the last time I went to those pools was literally like I think a couple days before I was gonna give birth. But
Yeah,
like my little boy is the cutest, most amazing thing, the best thing I've ever done. So it's like, yes, I took that break, but what's amazing is the community that I built doing my TikToks, doing my Twitch and streaming. They were still there for me and they're still there for me
yeah,
now. And like they're still, and I'm just starting to become more frequent doing my TikTok lives again. So he's 8 months. So ever since I stopped breastfeeding, I just started to feel like myself because like your hormones go crazy after you give birth. So it's like that
mm-hmm.
motivation to do things is kind of hard. And also when you stop doing something for so long, it's really hard to build it back up again. And things have changed in like a year.
Yeah,
Like trends change. Can't do face zooms anymore. Can't drag on things. So like I can't repost old content because it's not. I'm very cringy now, apparently. I've had someone say that, and I was like, oh my God, I'm old. So yeah, anyways, but it's been a bit of a journey, but now yeah, it's been good. Like I got invited to the TikTok Awards
I know.
last week, and I think it was last week. Yeah, I'm still recovering from like a cough from it all, so I do apologize if I'm sniffly and sound a bit croaky, but that was epic. That was amazing. And so that's like starting up my journey again, doing TikTok lives and streaming again. And I haven't gone back to Twitch at the moment because I just focusing on one thing at a time, like,
Yeah,
baby steps, and like don't want to try too hard and burn myself out and multi-stream and like it's just too much. So I'm like, focus on the one thing
mm-hmm.
and it's all good. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah, no, the TikTok awards looked amazing.
Yeah.
And the booths and the pics and the carpet and the being
Ah, the
dressed and
fancies.
your run in with the man who you felt uncomfortable with. I thought that was hilarious.
Chris Olsen,
Um,
yes. Oh my
no,
gosh.
the one where you got
Which one?
dinner and you thought
Oh,
you thought you
oh
were
my
being nice to him
God.
and you were
I'm
like, "What has this society done to me? I don't trust men."
I don't trust men. Men scare me, honestly. I was in Sydney on my own and I went to get some ramen, and I was like, because I landed and I was like late and I was like, I'm hungry. And then I was waiting in this line and this guy was behind me and he obviously was on his own too. The sign said take a seat when there's a seat available, but you had to order it up at this counter. So it's like you kind of can't tell if seats are available or not because people are up and about and you have to pick it up and then go sit down. And I got really confused and I was like, I turned around like an idiot and I said, are you alone as well? Are you here as well? I mean, you've just exposed that you're by yourself. And then I just like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, I am. And he was just super chatty and super like happened to be there. And I was like, oh crap, what have I done? And then he's just like, I go in and then he's like, oh yeah, like maybe we can go in. All right, yeah, we're going in. He goes, oh, look at these professionals doing, there's all this little condiment station. He's like, make sure you watch how they're doing it. Like just really chatty. And then like I did the order. I'm like, all right, well, enjoy your ramen. And then I went and sat down and there was a seat in front of me that was free. And then he just like, you know, I obviously, had my phone in front of me just to be like, don't nobody look at me right now. And then he came and was like, can I join you? And I was like, shit, yes, no worries, come on down.
You were like, yes, you can join me.
Yes. Oh God, I felt so bad. And then he sat down, and then he was lovely, and like, thank God, like I quickly was like, oh, my husband's at home, and I have a kid, things like that. And then he was just like, yeah, I've got a wife and kid. And I was just like, okay, that's all right. But you never know, you know, like people. So my mind was like, shit, and I think he could tell I was freaking out a little bit. And then he was really lovely in the end, and he didn't kidnap me, which is good. And then he was like, are you staying nearby? And I was like, yep. Didn't say where I was staying. I was like, yeah.
Thank goodness. Goodness.
So, you know, yeah. So no, but in the end he was a nice guy, I hope. But you never know. And I came home and then I called my husband. I'm like, I just had a date. An accidental date. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so that was really
very cute.
uncomfortable and hilarious. Yes, yes.
No, I love those stories because it's so true. Like when, you know, like I've gone to conventions by myself and, you know, different gaming events, and like, I don't know, you're kind of afraid that if you're too nice to someone, they might think that you want to marry them. And yeah, it's a wild time.
Yeah.
And I don't, or maybe I'm just autistic and I can't read people.
Yeah, it could be bit of column A, bit of column B. You never know.
I think you know, it's a scale. It's a scale for a reason.
Yeah.
For sure. But no, I did enjoy you taking us on that journey to the TikTok awards. And I wasn't jealous at all.
Okay,
because good. I don't know how TikTok works. So why on earth would they even know who I am? COAGG podcast is on TikTok. If you shout out.
Do it. Get on
we'll duet your story. With you talking about it.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, do it. I'll repost it for sure.
Sure. Sounds good.
Why not?
Yeah, no, and you know, you make such a valid point as well that, you know, when you mentioned that you took time off and then coming back, you know, things change so much. Even in that, you know, you were away for a significant amount of time, but even like from month to month, it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of different trends happen.
All right, I've been up since 4:30 a.m.
I don't know how you're surviving right now. Oh my God.
Yes. It's also gotten really hot all of a sudden. I think I'm going into perimenopause. Do you ever worry about that?
I always get a few little hot flushes here and there, and I'm just like, I'm so hot. And like my husband's just like, all right, like because I'm such a vocalizer, so it's like you know exactly how I'm feeling at all times. So like. This is why I
goes into the thing. That's why.
I'm a vocalizer, so
I'm lost. Someone comes to
literally like people in my comments on TikTok were like, girl, you could have just like said no, or like you shouldn't have. To be fair, you're the one that spoke first. I was like, I know, I'm just can't control myself sometimes, and I probably have a little bit of ADHD, but I'm haven't gone through that process yet, but my psychologist says that I probably do. So I'm there's a lot of things.
She's like, you don't pay me enough to diagnose you.
I know. I'm like, girl, I have no money to pay $2,000 to be diagnosed at the moment, but I do have $2,000 to pay for a PC, so that, you know, priorities. But yeah.
You take Sims DLC codes in exchange for diagnosis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Priorities.
Exactly. What was the other one? Oh, it's a recent one, and it's like gotten like quite popular when you're like, get your hand off my penis.
Gentlemen, this is democracy manifests. I love that. I quoted that so much. Even like I quote it every single day of my life, I swear. And then like
so
I was
great.
like, yeah, what happened was the Bob Catter one. Have you seen the Bob Catter one?
Yeah, I
Where
have,
he's like,
yeah.
oh, let 1,000 blossoms bloom, but I ain't spending any time on it because there's 1,000 people being torn to shreds by a crocodile in North Queensland. And that's like one of my favorite quotes. I love like Australian politics, it's hilarious. And then I was like, we should do like a skit with this because like, so my husband and I, we did skits and like that's one of the things that went viral. We did an old Greg one as well. So from Mighty Boosh and like that went viral. And then it's at like, I think on Instagram it's at like 1 million views. Wow. And then on TikTok it's at like 2 million views or something. And I love doing little skits with my husband because we're both little weirdos and we love having a laugh. So that's like something that's another avenue I really like to keep doing. And so that Democracy Manifest one came about because I was like, we should do a skit with that sound. And I kind of, no one had done it. And we just kind of broke it apart and made it, how do we relate this to The Sims? And it was so fun to make. And I did a little behind the scenes on how we did it. But we literally just,
I think people, I don't know if you got comments of like, are you okay? Is your husband abusing you? Like,
I'm surprised it isn't.
Because he picks you up.
Yeah, he drags my chair, but then I'm the one abusing him. I jump on him at the end.
Yeah,
get your hands off my penis. Yeah, I loved it. I was so much fun. And then but we did 2 other skits after that they're doing okay, but it's like obviously that Democracy Manifest kicked off. So I hope, but we're gonna keep doing it because
skills were.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes it's iffy, but because I quote that every single day, like so I knew that word for it.
No, that's fantastic. No, I like obviously like not everything is gonna hit. Like it's got to be like the right sound or the right time or whatever.
There's all these different things, yeah.
But I mean, if that's what you get up to in nap time, you know,
literally take advantage of it. You know, like it's. No, we really do enjoy it, and that's something and that's another example of like me not really having time necessarily to play games right now because I'm a mum and obviously he's a dad and we're just trying to work and get by. But like, you know, if we do little skits like that, little memes and stuff like that, that also we have fun doing that because he works in the video production space. He's also a nerd burger. He has Warhammer, so he's got a Warhammer podcast called yes, he's got a Warhammer podcast called Kill Team Casuals. So and that's doing well. It's like it's probably more than this now, like 50,000 like podcast listens on Spotify. Like I think it's up to more now. He's doing really well with that. And so we're both, got all this like set up and everything, but he's also works in the video production space and he does a bit of acting as well. So he's been in a few ads. So people are like, wait, did I just see? So his name's Reese, but I call him Mr. Binksy in my kind of channel, but he's you know, on his podcast he's known as Reese and that's his name. So he does all of that and he's a really good presenter and he loves being in front of camera as well. So like that's why he's more than happy to do those skits with me and we have a lot of fun doing it. So
no, that's good. But they're always they're obviously like your idea and you know, like you're putting that on your, you know, channel.
Yeah, but like obviously I would love like for my goal next year for the TikTok awards if I get invited again to have him come with me. Like that's a goal for me because that's why like if we keep making skits and where my channel's known for like almost like couple gamer memes, like, you know, and skits, like comedy's a big, you know, thing that I love doing. So
like, you're hilarious. What do you mean?
No.
She's gonna have a stand up in a sec. She's gonna. Oh like, God! I'm just announcing my stand up tour.
I couldn't. Oh my God! Imagine if I did that. Jesus.
Imagine you know what? That's one thing you don't see. Nerdy gaming stand up comedians.
That's not there. I've never thought
about
that.
Get out and touch grass. Come out here. Come and talk about video games.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. I'm giving people $1 million ideas here on my teeny tiny podcast. Love that. You've been we're all cheerleaders here. It's fun.
Yeah,
I'm
this isn't teeny tiny. Yeah.
No, I think having people that like support your content is huge. Like especially when you are coming back from, obviously having a child and getting back into it, you're rediscovering yourself, you're rediscovering like what clothes fit you.
Oh yeah.
You're also like, oh my God, I can wear bras again.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like,
Oh yeah.
preach. Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then plus, kind of sleeping, but expecting not to, and sometimes expecting not to sleep, kind of messes up
I haven't
with.
slept for 8 months. That's fine.
Yeah.
He's not a good sleeper.
There you go. So it's like, you're dealing with all this stuff on the background, but it's really good that you've always had people to come back to. And you know what? That says a lot about the kind of content that you make and how it resonates with people. And I know you say it's just like a camera pointing at a screen, but if the message isn't there, then that's not it's pointless anyway. So anyone can do that, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Love that. But I bet you didn't see yourself here in this space.
No, I had no idea that I would get to this point, to be honest. So very much like, well, it's a lot of imposter syndrome stuff. Like, especially, it really hit when I was invited to the TikTok Awards. I was like, what? Like, there's a lot of amazing, talented people around me. I've like people who are really like big on TikTok were there, and I was just like, okay. And a lot of people, like, that's the thing, right? Because I've got such a niche. Not like some people saw my like the Democracy Manifest and stuff like that, and like obviously my videos I don't do up my face as much, like especially my recent ones. I just like chuck a bun up, like I try to make myself, because first of all I'm lazy and I can't be bothered putting a whole face of makeup on. So that's why, like, when I went to these events, I'm all zhuzhed up, so I don't really look like how I look in my videos. So not many people knew who I was, and but then when they went to follow me, they're like, "Oh my God, no, I've seen these videos." So they saw a couple of my little viral ones. I was
so
like,
"You reverse catfish people."
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, but it was crazy just being amongst people who were like millions of followers, and I'm just like, oh my God, why am I here? I just play the Sims. Yeah, people were like, but people were so excited because they're like, I love the Sims, and I think the Sims is amazing. Like, even though people like hardcore simmers have a lot to complain about because there's a lot of bugs in the game, but that's why I go for building, because there's no bugs in building. Like, they did that's done that component really, really well. Like, there are things that I wish that they had, like half grid walls and things like that, but they don't.
You've spoken at length many times about that. I'm pretty sure she mentions it in every single video.
Yeah.
I want to move the wall half. Just
a little lip out. Yeah, no, I don't need a whole grid. Like, literally, that's so once it's like, I think Sims 5 will hopefully be a little bit more flexible. I'm sure it would be, and I can't wait for that. I'm excited to see how that happens. But it's I think that's what makes it interesting. If you build well with all those restrictions, like, I think that's why it's really amazing when you see really talented builders build extravagant, amazing things, because you're like, how did you do that? Because like there's so many restrictions, but it's like so fun just figuring out little hacks and stuff. But but that TikTok was huge imposter syndrome, and obviously being here right now is an imposter syndrome thing for me too, because I'm just like, you want to interview me? What?
You know what? I think it's really important to like show people that, because number one, it kind of makes people realize that yes, you have X 100,000 followers, or whatever it might be. You've got millions of views on videos of yours, but at the end of the day, like, you're just a regular person. And we're going through this transition in society, which is really interesting. It's not, and we treat people on social media like celebrities, but they're actually real people. They just had a lot of people watch a video of theirs.
Exactly. We still freak out when we see them.
And I think me though, like, it is exciting when I see people who do have a lot of followers, but the only reason why I would kind of fangirl over someone who just so happened to have a lot of followers, they would need to have like something else of substance. Like, they might have, I don't know, they might be a really amazing video editor that I look up to, or some sort of like some sort of a
Agreed.
personal, professional kind of, like, oh, I'd love to be like you one day, or, it's someone that you aspire to.
Oh, yeah.
I can appreciate that. But honestly, we're all just real people out here. And I think probably that's one of the reasons why, especially in the gaming space, probably a lot of women don't like to like make themselves really that known, because they're like, I don't want to have not only my gaming skills or my the games I like out there for people to know, but also when they put themselves out there physically, whether because people talk about people's appearances a lot, and especially about women's appearances. So I think there's just multiple levels, and I think the more that we put the regular out there, I think the better it will be for the gaming community.
Yeah, absolutely. No, like you definitely get comments on your like, I'm very lucky that the Sims community, they're quite inclusive, and there's not really much of that, which is really good. Like, you don't see misogynists getting served Sims talk. Jeez Louise, pepper cheese. Excuse me. Having a conversation. God, I want a succulent podcast meal. Goodness. No,
goodness me.
Goodness gracious. The hooligans are out and about. Anyways, so,
goodness me.
Them hooligans.
Rude.
Anyways, the youths. But yeah, no, it's definitely. But like, I'm lucky that I have it. I mean, yes, there's like your odd here and there, but like I'm very lucky that if I was in the space where I played COD or things like that, like that is, or like Fortnite, like that industry scares, like that, not industry, that that
sector?
that would scare me a little bit. I think
I'm
not scared.
I'm gonna do a thing.
Yes.
Okay. Spicy, but do you think? Okay.
Yes.
Do you think it's more inclusive because, and I'm going to make an assumption here, that most people who play The Sims are of a gender minority or women?
Yep. Absolutely.
Do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
a lot of my community are also, they're mainly females. A lot of them are mums as well. And a lot of them are in the LGBTQIA plus community. And I love it. Like, I love it. And they're all very inclusive and lovely. And a lot of them, like, it's opened up this world of, like, I've got really good friends that I've made through it, and we all kind of like on the same wavelength. And like, I know there's a lot of people who are also in the ADHD space or autistic space as well, that are like, they play The Sims too because it's like a therapeutic thing for them, and it's like, and I get along with all of them. Hyperfixation, which we all do. So yeah, we all kind of have this thing that we all kind of, bond over, and a lot of people, but it's crazy how many people love The Sims, and that's why there's so many amazing Sims TikTokers out there that are almost at like millions of followers, and you're like, what? Because it's such a inclusive, there's just so many of a lot of women, a lot of like, so it's a bit of a safe space. I feel really, so it's like, if I make a fool of myself, it's very rare you have someone come in and be like, ew, why do you play The Sims for? Like, aren't you a grown ass like adult? Like, and no one does that really. So it's very rare. So, but yeah, like if I was playing, like I said, COD and all that stuff, then I would be bloody, hounded, I reckon. But that's why I have a lot of respect for the people or the women who do play that stuff online, and they're like killing it, and they just ignore it, all that stuff, but
they cop it every day, turn it into content.
Thank
you for the engagement.
Exactly. Thanks very much. Exactly.
Thanks I don't know, Dick Cheese 69 for your comment. You've fed the algorithm for me today. Love that.
Exactly. So no, I felt very protected in this little community, and that's very, very good. That's good for me. Like, for like a lot of like my husband's like friends are like, oh, does she get like hit on online and things like that? It's like, no, not really. I'm like, nah, I don't ever. Like, it's really, really rare. I play The Sims. Like, no seedy people are gonna be like. Although I do get like little DMs after I go live on TikTok that it's like the sugar daddy ones. I think we all get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I've
they're not.
literally said to them, I'm like, guys, my PayPal link is in my bio. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Why not? Yeah, of course I need a sugar daddy right now. So come on now.
I mean, if you want to drop 5K on me,
Yeah. Why not? Why not? But apparently they're all scams. So
I know. That's why I call them out.
Yeah. But
Right.
that's as far as I get to people hitting on me, and they're not real people. They're just, I mean, they're probably just some random
bots or
bots.
something.
Yeah. So that's as much action as I'm getting. But yeah,
Good times.
yeah.
Being a woman on the internet is a wild ride. But you're lucky enough that you've had a pretty uneventful journey outside of being pregnant. But I mean, you've chosen not to share that part of your life with your community, despite it feeling safe. Was that an intentional decision, or was it just because you found yourself so consumed by becoming a new mum?
Like, I did a few vlogs when I first wanted to get back into making content, where I just didn't want to show my son's face because and no one knows his name, and that's why as well no one knows really my name as well, because my name's quite unique, so it'd be easy to find me, I reckon. And like he I just know that the internet's a scary place, and I've seen a lot of TikTokers who become famous by purely showing their children online, and it just makes me a little bit worried about who's watching. And there's a lot of things out there that kind of scare me, that I'm that is just, he's my baby. I want to protect him, with all I got. And also being a mum, when I watched mum content, I didn't feel like that was me, so it's just I just felt like mum wasn't my identity, being a mum. I mean, it was important that I was still myself. Yes, I'm a little bit different now because that's how life is, but I just if you read my little kind of bio, it used to say new mum and stuff like that, but I'm like, I don't know if that's exactly what I want to be known as, so I just want to be known as who I am, which is a chaotic human. So that's literally what it says in my bio, a chaotic human. So I decided to kind of I did those little vlogs, and it was good. It was fun, had a lot of cool responses on it, but I didn't feel like it was me. And I'm still trying to figure out who I was again after giving birth. And and even though people do ask about my, so I've got a whole play pen down there, a little kind of, I don't know if you can see, a mobile thing. He's a big part of my life and I love him, but I think I'm saving him for me, really. And I'm maybe selfish, but I don't care.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I don't think you should feel that pressure to share. I just wondered, because there are some people who have been in the streaming space, and they have shared their entire journey, and they share their family with their community, because they do feel safe doing that.
Yes. And it's nothing wrong with that. Everyone can do whatever they want to do, and it's just, but it's also I'm quite a catastrophizer. I'm quite an anxious person, and that thought of someone, just the wrong person finding a photo of him, or and then there's just a lot of horror stories out there that I just I just don't want anyone to take, unless they're my friends or family, then but
I don't share my children. I think I've got one video on Instagram, and it's not it's of it was when my 4-year-old just started to learn how the Nintendo Switch worked, and they're for the first time ever, they're playing co-op togetger. And I was like, this is quite possibly the most magical experience you can have as a gamer parent. When your children play games together, and you're like, yes, now I can play a game by myself. No, or you know what I mean? I can have mum time, or I can join in with them, and it's a whole new level of bonding with your children, which is great.
Yeah.
And I just thought I don't think any one way is right. I think everyone should just do what resonates with them,
feels right to them.
Exactly. And bravo to you for holding on to your identity, because I think womanhood has really changed from what I knew it to be when I was growing up. Like growing up, I thought, okay, so I can have everything. I can have a career. I can have a family. I can be a mum. But like there was nowhere in there where I kind of felt like, what is just for me? What is the thing that I want to contribute to the world, or what's going to make me have a sense of belonging? And obviously, like I was a kid or I was a teenager. But I think sometimes people see when women do pursue their hobbies or things that, spark joy in their lives that is outside either their, intimate relationships with their partner or husbands or whatever, and outside their children or outside of their workplace, it's all of a sudden selfish. And I don't think any of us are doing it for selfish reasons. We just know we know what it's like to be in that deep, dark place of kind of not knowing who you are or what you are. And like it's almost like that time. It's interesting because it's like before you have a baby, you're like a caterpillar, right? And then when you're in like the newborn phase, you're in like your little chrysalis, and you don't really know like what your purpose is. Like that this human like relies on you all the time, but you know that it's not going to be like this forever. And I mean you're still there, and as you slowly like emerge from the fog that is the fourth trimester of having a little human, you then can breathe and you can seek out things outside. You might stop breastfeeding, you can leave the baby for times, like when you went to the TikTok awards and you didn't bring your child, like that's huge. And and it probably felt like you had an arm missing.
I wanted to go home so bad. I was like, I miss my baby and my husband, of course.
Like
but also,
your baby didn't even realize but like were they fed? Did they get cuddles?
He was fun.
And so I think like being able to like lift yourself up out of that it's so important. And I would advocate for any woman or any pregnant person that's listening, or any person who wants to get pregnant, like always hold on to the things that make you you. And if you're not quite sure what they are, go and try some things, figure out what you enjoy. And then, once you go through these life-changing moments, you can hold on to them. And sometimes they even get better. They become enhanced. And you're not selfish for wanting to do that. But I have a feeling you've never felt that way. I feel like you've always prioritized yourself.
I try to, take care of number one as much as I can. But I do, I do get that guilt as well a lot though. If I don't stream or if I don't make content, I'm like, I'm falling behind, or like I'm gonna be forgot. People are gonna forget about me, kind of thing. Or like I've promised to stream tonight, but I can't. I feel crap, things like that. And it's just like people are always like, "Hey, Jey, just look after yourself. It's fine." So no, definitely. No, the community is like they're the people that really are really understanding. And they're, of course, I'd love to show them photos of my son and things like that and share that because I'm so proud of him. But it's like, you still don't know who's watching. You still don't know. It's still people and names on a screen. You never know. And that's comes back to me thinking that guy was going to kidnap me when I was waiting for ramen. Like it's just like I'm a bit of a like my mind goes a bit crazy sometimes. Like even though you think you've met amazing, lovely people, and I do trust like my community and things like that. But again, you just don't know who's lurking. In the background. So if you share a screen and you completely wholeheartedly trust that you've met through the community and things like that, but you never know who's watching in the background. And you're just like, But it's definitely, it's definitely a challenge. But it's also, you gotta be selfish and look after you first for sure. Otherwise, you got to burn out and not want to do the things you love, and then you just kind of lose yourself and you just kind of spiral, and then you get over and you freeze and you get overwhelmed. And I was frozen for a long time until kind of recently. So you get back up, but there's nothing wrong with stopping as long as you get back up again.
For sure.
Yeah,
no, that's awesome. And it means so much for me to for everyone who's come on and shared a little bit about their journey as becoming a mum and, maintaining these things. Like, it's honestly, it's a unique and it's a really special thing for people to share with me and my community. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
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 You mentioned for next year you want to take your partner to the TikTok Awards, maybe. Maybe do a live reenactment of the, don't touch my penis. Maybe.
Yeah.
What do you have any personal or professional goals that you'd like to share with us in regards to next year?
Yeah, I definitely want to keep growing on TikTok, and doing my TikTok lives is a big part of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do want to do more and more skits with my husband, and kind of build my brand more as like not just Sims build tips, but as me as a personality a little bit more. So kind of lean into that lifestyle a little bit more, because my life is a bit different now because I don't have so much time to play Sims and stuff like that. But also just keep making stuff, keep making content. Try not to freeze, like just make anything and everything, and then and see, but always make things that I enjoy. Like that's a big thing, because like you said, like because I got the new For Rent expansion pack from the EA Creator Network, and I did a bit of gameplay on stream the other day, but I don't like gameplay. Like it doesn't spark joy for me, and I wasted about, I guess, an hour and a half figuring out how to do it because it's so buggy and it wasn't working. And I had like mods downloaded, which wasn't working. And then I was just like, oh my God. And I didn't, and then like my viewers like kicked off all of a sudden. I was like 150 viewers all of a sudden on TikTok. And I was like, what the hell's going on? But it was when I was panicking on my TikTok and being like, trying to figure it out. Anyway, so it's like when I'm playing games I don't enjoy, like, obviously the viewers just like plummeted because I didn't know what I was doing. So it's like if I'm doing something I'm not enjoying, then other people feel that, and then they're not going to want to watch it. So it's so important to make things that you enjoy and just put that out there, and then hopefully, because people love excitement and passion and people being cringe, and but just embrace the cringe, and be a little weirdo,
go, you little weirdos.
Yeah, get a little weirdo. No, I just want to keep doing that, making little skits. Sure. And like obviously I do have like a follower goal on TikTok. I would love to hit 200k followers. I would love that, but also it's a hard one. But also followers aren't like, literally community is way more important than the number. Like it really is. Like there are people I know who have millions of followers on TikTok and their views on their videos are like the same as mine. So like, which is like, couple thousand, or like even sometimes they get, it's stuck in the hundreds, and like it just, that's TikTok for you. Like the number of followers doesn't really matter. Like, so there are people who go on TikTok lives who will get the same numbers and views as I do that only have like 500 followers on TikTok, so it's like, that's what I love about TikTok, is there's such a good discoverability for even the little guys, you know what I mean? And just, you got to start somewhere. So just keep making shit, and like that, and then you never know where it'll take you. Like that's something that I want to keep doing. So yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, exciting times for yourself, both personally and professionally. I look forward to seeing all of your amazing creative work that you create, whatever it might be. I will have all of JeyJeyBinks' links down below, and you'll be able to catch her live on TikTok. She's all across the board, so you'll be able to follow her on her socials. And once again, thank you so much, Jey. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
You're
happy
welcome.
To be here. Happy to have been on here. Sorry, not happy to be here. I've already been
here. We've reached the end. If you didn't,
we're done.
Also, thank you to all of our Spotify listeners, our listeners over on Amazon, on Google Podcasts, all of you. We appreciate every single one of you. Also to our YouTube subscribers, thank you so much. Also to our product sponsor, Elgato, for making the COAGG Girls sound and look their very best. We love to see it. And I will see you next time for another episode of COAGG Conversations. Bye. Bye.